Hello my loves, and welcome back to Let's Play Blasphemous, Wounds of Eventide, diving right the hell in here from the off. We're gonna go deep into the sewers underneath the rest of Custodia, and we're gonna find the last of the very first bosses. He's knocking about here in Mercy Dreams, I do believe, if I remember correctly. This is normally the boss, if you're playing the game through for the first time, this is the boss most people do first. It's the easiest to find. It's the one you most naturally come across if you're just following the path and you can't access any of the other areas. So it makes sense. It's also the easiest. It's a very easy boss indeed, this one. There are some normal enemies that are far more problematic than this thing. Interesting design though. Very interesting design. Very sort of Dark Souls. Very Bloodborne actually. It looks a little bit... Ow. Well, that went well. It looks a little bit like the Cleric Beast from the beginning of Bloodborne. It's got that sort of like strange bestial design to it, which I really, really like. It may even be like a direct homage to Bloodborne. I mean, there's a lot of that in this game. There are a lot of homages to other video games, you know, the most obvious being Castlevania and Metroid, right? But others too. Dark Souls is a massive influence, and there are a couple of direct references to Dark Souls here. Not to mention a few others. Basically, the path to the boss is a bit of a gauntlet. It's designed to show you how difficult the game is going to get, and how best to approach the game, which is with a degree, again, I know it's cliche, and I know I've said it so many times, but a bit like Dark Souls, where you have to wait patiently for enemies to place themselves in the correct position. That's the best way of playing this game. Heading in and trying to play it as ironically as you would a Castlevania game isn't going to work. Just because of the nature of the penitent one, how slow he is, how unwieldy he is, which again is not a mistake. It's not a problem with the game's design or programming. That's what he's meant to be. It's what he's like. It's a feature of the game's mechanics and of its core appeal as well. Were it not that, if he played a little bit more like Alucard, for example, from some of the Castlevania games, like Symphony of the Night, then it would be a very different experience. A very different experience. Okay, now I've almost certainly already got what's at the end of this this tunnel here, but I'll just do it for the sake of completion. If I remember correctly, this is actually a really nasty little area. Lots of very narrow corridors, which is always tricky in these games. Doesn't give you much space to maneuver. Oh yes, I remember this. There's a trap at the end here. These gates come down and multiple enemies teleport in. This is tricky actually. This is not a very pleasant combination of enemies we've got going on here. They complement one another very, very well. And I think, oh no! I think I might actually lose a little bit of a life here. Oh well. If so, it happens. I love these guys. Hey! Oh! Oh no, we're alright. Oh no, we're not. Tits. Oh well, I'll just get us right back there. Magic of editing. Woo! Okie dokie. Let's try that one again, shall we? And get our guilt back there. Thank you! Okay, let's deal with these swine bags with a little bit of a spell, shall we? Or a prayer, or whatever they're called. This is fun. If that sword hits, it does like so much damage, it's unreal. I used that on a couple of the bosses. Some of the... Oh no, that was actually well worth it, the empty bile vessel. I'm going to need all of them before we're finished here. Definitely. That's very good. That means we can go back to the guy who takes the Quicksilver, the guy with the older version of himself emerging from his chest, and advance his story along a little bit more, which is all to the good. Okay, here we are, and here she is looking very frail and elderly. I had no intention of doing so.
for my trembling legs. Our pact has yet to be concluded, as has your arduous enterprise.
Oh, don't I know it? There's so much to go.
So be it.
Yeah, go on. She's, as I say, she's next to useless anyway. You only really want her for the story element. And I have no, as I said before, I don't know what happens if you dissent and don't take her along. Presumably she survives. Not that it seems to be something she actually wants. Now, if I remember correctly, the boss is up the other way. I'm just exploring around and making sure I've got everything. Yeah. Another teleporter. I love these gateways. It's very cool. The map of Custodia is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. And it all makes sense as well, like geographically. It all fits together with reference to how the different areas of the game fit together. It's very, very cool. Now, that way down there, we won't be coming back that way for a long while yet. I think that's from the Library of the Negated Words, if I remember correctly, which is miles... Oh, it may be from Echoes of Salt, I can't remember. It may be from Echoes of Salt, I don't know. We'll find out, undoubtedly. Okay, so we've got all of this shit. Now what do we need? What prayer could we use against this guy? I don't suppose it matters that much, to be perfectly honest. That's pretty good. Let's see. Oh no, this one's excellent actually. For some of the early bosses, this one is fantastic. Here he is. And he's even positioned like some of the cleric beasts. Look. Oh, look at all the nails driven into him. So cool. Beautiful design. Again, you have that tree or plant motif, which is so common here. Again, I suppose it's a reference to the twisted one, isn't it? Who was originally twisted up with a tree, right? Fantastic monster. Really wonderful design. Great music as well. But yeah, he's gonna die very quickly. Especially with this prayer. Oh, go away. She's more use here than in most of the other fights, but nothing to write home about. And one thing you should not do, which is what I did earlier there in the fight, is underestimate him. He might be the first of the bosses technically, but he's still pretty tough. He can still kill you quite easily if you get too cocky about it. He's got a lot of attacks that are next to unblockable, so you need to be quite careful. Like that, it's pretty unblockable, you've got to dodge it. And sometimes you can sort of scoot between his legs, sometimes you can't. It depends on what he's doing. Ah, he's dead. There we go. Oh, the gout of blood. Lovely. Requiem Aeternam, indeed. And that's her done. That is her story arc pretty much over. She is done.
I feel fortunate to partake in this victory.
I have no idea why.
Before I depart, I want these words to accompany you, so that you remember our pact.
What pact was that? Ah, wonderful.
Penitent one in silence, now resume your journey.
I don't need your permission to resume my journey. I'll just do it, thank you very much. And over she goes, and that's her done. When we come back, she'll have a treasure on her, but I think it's a treasure we've already got, actually, so it's fine. Before we do that, let's get our holy wound, shall we, from this recumbent gentleman here. Well, I can't remember what this one is. Is this we've done the contrition wound, haven't we? I don't know what this one is. I can't remember. God, if this is the way to the dream, or if it is the dream itself, it doesn't bode well for the afterlife in this game, does it? The attrition, okay. Okie dokie. That sounds like it might be nice.
Return now from the dream.
So my soul is now clear of contrition, attrition, and something else. I can't remember what the other one is. Excellent, okay. Ah, something's happening. Oh. The way is opening. I'm sure Escribar will be pleased. Okay, mark left by the golden visage that reveals the cleanliness of attrition in the soul of the penitent one. Lovely. Santo Credo, verse 1. His Holiness, because of his high penance, must endure suffering in his soul in 3 ways. Each of the ways is a motive, and each motive is a sore. Hence, these 3 sores are the keys to his eternal pain, and must be guarded. So they're the wounds of Escribar. They're the 3 profound holy sufferings that Escribar experiences, which is kind of cool. Hello! How did you get down here?
You have met the visage of attrition.
Thank you for telling me. I needed to know.
Penitent one in silence. After bowing before the holy custodian visages, the door at the end of the bridge of Calvary has been opened.
Yay!
Traverse now its threshold under the strict eye of His Holiness.
Yeah, it's weird. Escribar...
Carry such guilt
Oh,
that perhaps the affliction is giving us a second breath.
maybe.
But be wary. Amongst prayers, it might silently come creeping to us one day.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorrowful be the heart, penitent.
And you too. You too. Okie dokie. So yeah, Escribar is twisted up in the tree that's rising up above the entrance. His original form is sort of twisted up into that tree. That's what the miracle did to him. And it's a form that we will face a little later on, well, towards the end of the game. He's a very... there. Oh, look at the feathers falling. That's very cool, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know what it would have been. I think it's a prayer that she gives you. I'm not sure which one, though. Either way, it's fine. But yeah, Escribar is a very interesting... I mean, he's not even an antagonist as such. He is the final encounter in the game, but he's not even an antagonist. Because it's kind of revealed that he almost wants you to do what you do at the end. You'll see what I mean when we defeat him, and we will defeat him because he's actually not the hardest boss in this game. He's pretty difficult if you don't know what you're doing when you're first learning his patterns, but he's not that hard. He's certainly not harder than what's her name? The boss that you fight before him? The Templar who originally led the slaughter of the Penitent One's order. She is a pain in the arse. She's one of the most difficult bosses. Although she's had a bit of a shot in the arm in the new version. She's got much more in the way of character to her, which is nice. Ow. Ah, fuck it. Yeah, this is going great. What have we got here? PC form of Hernandez the Explorer. Okie dokie. Victor Hernandez was chosen to lead an expedition meant to civilize, quote-unquote, barbaric tribes. He was sentenced for heresy when he suggested that Custodia was the most uncivilized of all known places. Is he wrong, though? Was he wrong? There's a bit of a rather lovely little bit of satire there regarding historical imperialism, right? That was always, and it's still, I mean, I shit you not, it is still an excuse, a justification, a narrative, if you like, the nationalists and imperialists still spout today. I shit you not, I have actually come across people who, by the way, who have never read a history book in their lives, certainly not since like GCSE level, since they were like 14, who will say things like, oh, the British Empire brought civilization to parts of the world, rather than it went around slaughtering and pillaging basically every part of the world it could get its hands on, which is the more sincere truth of it. I mean, it's oblique, it is complex, obviously, like everything is. There's no doubt that British imperialism brought certain benefits and advantages to certain parts of the world, but it was not worth the cost. It definitely wasn't worth the cost. there are accounts of what the British Empire did in India and Africa that are harrowing. The genocides they inflicted, the tortures are just unfathomable. Unfathomable. Anywho...
At the time of its death, before the journey, the miracle kissed the hand of the Master, stopping the corruption of the flesh and granting him a new grace.
Well, isn't that nice?
In the name of the High Wills, I bless this relic. Watch over it, for it is now pure and sacred.
Yay! So, Incorrupt Hand of the Fraternal Master. That is now the last of the relics we get, I think. I think it's the last one, anyway. Sacred relic in a perfect state of conservation. The hand shakes gently when it considers it necessary. Secretly articulated by ethereal muscles and tendons. The bell that it's holding warns the bearer of the nearby presence of a mystery. That's cool. After all, no bastion is safe from the tenacity of the truly curious. That's very cool. I like that. As soon as the atrocious earth tremor was heard, they knew something dreadful had happened. They searched for their master in the deepest parts of the cave, where they were met with a gigantic dust cloud that extended far beyond their eyes. And even though they called... we've read that. We've actually read that. It didn't change the lore, which is a bit of a shame. Oh well. I think that's the last one, and I think it's the last thing we bring to him to get blessed as well. Unless there's something very obscure. And it's not one we'll really need. I mean, you only need that relic if you haven't played the game a lot. If you haven't done this several times over already. It's quite cool, I suppose. It will certainly show you where there are like hidden walls and treasures and things like that, which is cool. Now, where do we need to go? I can't remember off the top of my head. Hang on, let me just give it a good old save here. There we go. Oh yes, I've got some rosary rope. I've got some knots of rosary rope to give to the spirit of blue flame here. Okie dokie. Ah, there she is again.
Now let my fingers tie a new mystery.
Okie dokie.
Do you have more knots for me, penitent?
I don't know, do I? Yes, I do. Good. The more the better. We're going to need all of these knots for when we face certain bosses later on.
You possess new rosary knots to thread.
Because there is a particular build we're going to be going for. Particularly with the new bosses in the new add-on. Okay. Let's see. What should we equip? It doesn't matter at the moment. We're not going for any particular build at the moment, so we can just go for whatever works for us. We can go for sort of like a general build at the moment, which is fine. But later on, we're going to be going for the further build, certainly for the bosses in the ossuary boss and the boss in Echoes of Salt. We're definitely going to be going for the further build. Believe me. I mean, I know I said last time that the boss in Echoes of Salt is technically the hardest. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. The one in Echoes of Salt is more of a tanky boss. It has so much health that it's very easy just to fail through, because it's like a siege, you know, through attrition, basically. It just takes so long to do enough damage to the damn thing that it takes you forever, and you just can't stand up against it. But the ossuary boss is far more aggressive, so it depends on what you're looking at. Either way, they're pains. They're both easily some of the most difficult bosses in this game. Easily. That said, I mean, if you have a lot of patience, Sierpes, the boss in Echoes of Salt, it can be done. It can be done through sheer patience, and as long as you determine when it's best to hit him, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Because his attacks are actually reasonably easy to avoid, unlike the ossuary boss. So it depends. I don't know. I did find the ossuary boss easier. I don't know why, whether it's because it suits my particularly aggressive play style, I don't know. But I did defeat the ossuary boss much quicker than I defeated Sierpes. I mean, just wait till you see Sierpes. It's incredible, that boss. It's the most ambitious visually of the bosses. And conceptually as well, it's very different from every other boss that you face in this game. Ow, this is good. Yeah, let's clear the playing field a little bit here. There we go. That's going to make things much easier. Bang! Lovely. I love the embers floating around in the background. That's so cool. Oh, this is a nasty combination. This is a very nasty combination indeed. Potentially very lethal as well. If we can get rid of the floaty pontiff guys, we should be fine. Do they have names? I'm sure they do. I'm sure all the enemies have particular names. I just don't know what they are. Yay, there we go. Love these enemies. Love them. The design and conception of them is brilliant. The way they're actually carrying around like icons on their backs. It's very cool. Mind you, all the enemies have that wonderful sense of mythology in their design. It's a very well realised world, is Custodia. Very well realised indeed. Oh, hello! How are you doing then? That's not so bad. As a final encounter in this gauntlet, that's not so bad at all. Wow! I've said that now, of course, and now it's going to kill me, isn't it? Oh no, apparently not. Detestatio Secorum, indeed. Indeed. I'm going to reward myself with a bit of coffee for that. We're doing okay with regards to the Escribar statues. The bloodstained briar, yes. So the thorn is growing. Oh, it's the same. It's always the same, unfortunately. It doesn't change, which is a shame. I thought it might, the lore might change as it grows, but it doesn't. Okay. What do we need to do now? We need to fill one of our bile vessels. That would be good. And we need to, I suppose we need to go across the bridge. The bridge of the three Calvaries, don't we? There's also some stuff in Grievance Ascends that we haven't done yet. There's quite a few bits and pieces in Grievance Ascends that we haven't done yet, actually. Yeah. Before I cross the bridge, there are a few bits and pieces that I really want to get done. Just to make sure we're at our best when we do cross the damn bridge. Oh, there's the blue candle. We don't need that because we've already got the blue ball of wax. That quest is a pain in the arse. You've got to... When you find the red and blue candles, you've got to go across Custodia, lighting them in the correct order, which takes forever. There's a couple of quests like that, like the one where you have to fill the cup with blood. I think we've already done it in the previous game, so I think we'll be fine. But it does take forever, that quest. Oh, I need the stone on that protects us from poison. I've already got it on. Let's have a look, just in case. I do. Good. We're fine. Okay. There's also that weird rose door up here, which I still don't know what they do yet. Ah! Gotcha. Still love the name of this place. Grievance Ascends. It's wonderful. Hello there. Well, I don't need to bother with you. Although, killing them en masse is very satisfying, I have to say. Okay, so... let's do this, because this will fill one of our bile vessels, which is grand. That's brilliant. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Very, very cool indeed. And now where are we going? My god, you can tell we're playing New Game Plus. The enemies take a lot more killing. They take a lot more killing. Okay. We could go and do some stuff in Echoes of Salt, I suppose. There's that area there we haven't explored yet. I'm not sure I can even go through there yet, though. I've got some Quicksilver for the gentleman in his little chamber there in the sewers. It does require a little bit, once you reach a particular point in this game, when it opens up, when you've got enough items to open up the game, it does require a little bit of planning as to what path you're going to follow. If you're familiar enough with the game, you can make it much easier for yourself. Just by making sure you get particular upgrades. Like the bosses in the 3 Calvaries over there, in the Mother of Mothers, they're going to be really easy. Almost all of them are going to be dead easy. I would be very surprised if we don't kill them all on our first encounter with them. Yeah, I think we'll go to Albira. We've got some stuff to give to the Kisses of Wounds, I believe. So let's go do that. And some stuff for the ossuary as well. We've got some bones to deliver. Which is always a lovely thing. Bin grave, Robin. Yeah.
Merciful be, penitent one.
Yay! Not that we're going to do much with them, but yay.
Outside these, but if your
Blah, 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 blah. Okay. We've heard it. Okie dokie. Let's go and deliver some stuff to the ossuary, shall we? I may have mentioned it before, but I do love that word, ossuary. Shrine of bones, effectively. Place of bones. It's very beautiful. Oh my god, we've got loads. We're nearly there. We've nearly got enough to open the door, actually. Yay! Whoa! He's rewarded us quite a lot for that. I can see, certainly around you.
From the other side of the door, the bones long for the voice to awaken and sing to us once more.
I don't. I know what's behind it.
A sweet voice.
She's a pain. Yeah. That door there. She's a pain. Oh my god, is she a difficult boss.
Bring the bone.
Blah, 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 blah. He's got nothing new to say. Okay. I suppose we can go across the bridge now. We've got to meet, what's his face? The Templar, who you normally fight, but we won't this time round because we've got his sister Scapula. This time around, he's going to be quite passive towards us, which is good, because he's actually one of the more difficult bosses at this point. God, this is just one of the weirder areas of the game. It's so strange. Hello. Yeah, go for it.
Graceful be the heart.
Excellent.
With this silver, I bless the mixture that will recover your spilled blood.
Cheers, man. I mean, that is never going to heal if he keeps picking at it, is it? It's no wonder it looks so terrible.
Bring me the quicksilver.
Will do. Yeah, when we come back, his condition will have worsened. Let's have a look. Is it gone yet? Not yet. It's not quite there yet. We haven't done enough yet. But it's not. His ending is not pleasant. Well, no one's ending is pleasant in this game because it's this game and everything's horrible. Right, we've done it. Pretty much everything up there. Yeah, there isn't really much else to do other than go to the Bridge of 3 Calvaries, which opens up the next section of the game. I love the fact the way the game is divided up as well. I mean, this is technically the first half. The second half is as big, if not bigger. And then you've got like other secret areas knocking about as well, and little challenges and things. I suppose we should use the teleporter, shouldn't we? That would be the easiest thing. And go here to Mercy Dreams. That's the quickest way to the bridge. It's just through that exit on the right there, from the suburbs, yeah? Okie dokie. Let's get this ball rolling, shall we? So, it's Echoes of Salt? No, it's Mercy Dreams. That's the one we want. Again, wonderful name for the area. Mercy Dreams. Beautiful. I don't know what it portends or what it means, but it's very pretty. Again, there's a sense of a fallen religion here, as though this is an area where everything has failed. Yeah, that will cut out a little bit of journeying time, won't it? So let's go to this one, I think. I'm debating. Should we go to where the olive trees wither, or to this one? I think. Okie dokie. Right, over we go. We've done the gauntlet there, so we don't need to do that again. There's this sense of strata here, as though this is like an older... We've done that Escribar statue and the challenge, we don't need to do that again. As though this is an older area of Custodia that's been buried beneath what is arose above it. Wasteland of the Buried Churches. Such a pretty concept. And it kind of, it's enhanced by the enemies that you face here, that notion, that atmosphere, because they're all wretched. It's like they're remnants of older faiths in the miracle that failed. Oh, well, look, it's our friend, the Genuflector.
On the path lies the solace and the life.
Prithee!
O Lord of the bare feet. Oh, forgive me, penitent one. Without my knowing, amidst prayers, our roads and faults become intertwined once more.
Yeah, funny that.
What can I do to avoid the difficulties that the miracle layeth in front of my bare feet?
Isn't that the point, though, sir? Aren't you supposed to suffer? You know, isn't it supposed to be difficult? With us making your path easier all the time, aren't you technically, isn't he technically, like, defying the will of the miracle? Or undoing the point of it? He should technically be doing this himself, shouldn't he? Look in the background, those wonderful broken churches and things. It's gorgeous. It is absolutely wonderful. Right, let's open the way for him then. There we go. Kill this thing, obviously, because I doubt he'll be able to take it down. There you go.
Oh, penitent one, is it true that the roads are free? This vision thou allowest me to behold. Blessed be our encounter.
You're welcome, I suppose.
It is of little use for me to remain here. Go with the Father, O penitent one.
Oh, go with the Father. Okay, will do. I mean, it benefits us as well. That's opened up a little bit of a shortcut for us, so fine, you know? Ah, here we are. Bridge of the Three Calvaries. So normally there would be the hardest fight at this point in the game. Here he is.
Sister, I know you are there. Even if I can't see you, hear my plea. After your departure, it is now my turn to prove I'm deserving of our captain's trust. I will not fail, Chrysanta. And may the greatest of pains devour me if I let the penitents through this door.
Oh dear.
On your guard, penitent one.
Ahaha.
That elusive light.
Oh, he's had his road to Damascus moment, I think.
Can't be her.
I think it is.
Is that true, sister?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is this really the sublime light of your virtue?
So?
You have received the much esteemed and blessed favor of my sister.
Hey, it took me a while. I had to find it, mate.
Her blessing, she has given you the ability to hear her noble voice, full of grace.
He seems a bit broken by all of this.
Meet me in the chapel where guilt was given shape.
Where guilt was given shape. Okay.
You were anointed the penitent one.
Oh!
And where you knelt for the first time.
Oh, that's in, that's at the beginning of the game. Okay.
It will be in this remote place that my sister will hear my plea. And will send her voice to me once again.
Ah, so I've got to go back to the Brotherhood of Silent Sorrow. There's an area there that we haven't explored yet. A new area that's been brought about in the new update. So, let's go do that, shall we? Excellent. Okay. Righty-ho, there we are. Brotherhood of Silent Sorrow. There's an area just up here. Oh god, how many of them were there and how many of them were slaughtered? So many. Surely, whatever sin they committed wasn't that grievous. I don't know, maybe it was to prevent the rise of the penitent one. Maybe someone foresaw what was going to happen. Now, where is it? Where's the way up? That's what I'm looking for. There's a way. There's a way you can ascend above this particular area, and there's a pathway to the chapel that we need. Ah, this could be it. I need a particular relic on for this to work. Let me just check over here. I don't think there's anything new. I'm just double checking that there's nothing, like there's no encounter over here. I don't think there is. I'm just making sure, you know. God, how many dead? And there's the twisted one. The effigy of the twisted one. Nope, nothing over here. Okay. Just the area we arose from after we were murdered by Chrysanta. God, she killed a lot of them, didn't she? Probably single-handed as well. She's a tough nut, is Chrysanta. Again, one of the harder bosses in the game. But she's an odd one. If you know her patterns, she's not that difficult. But you do have to know her patterns. And actually, with the prayer set and the build that we're going to have at that point, she'll actually be a little bit easier. Ah, this is it. This is a new area. How interesting. It's very beautiful, isn't it? Very beautiful. Look how high it ascends as well. Oh, we can't go this way. Okay, we've got to go this way. Ah, fuck. It's a good thing I had my shroud on, isn't it? Otherwise I would have died there. And there's the twisted one in the background. I mean, do we ever encounter the twisted one? I don't think we do. Not even in the new update. You never actually encounter or get a vision of or from the Twisted One themselves. Which I imagine is, you know, if that ever happens, that will be the end of the games. It would be the end of Blasphemous, because he is the sort of high messiah. He's the manifestation of the miracle, so he's the Christ figure of this particular mythology. So yeah, the be all and end all. Okay, whoa. The color palettes and the environments of this game are just beautiful. Okay, why are these leading here? Where did no idea. That's a bit weird. It's a little strange. Ah, yes, he's definitely here. Look, there's his mace. What's with the flowers scattering the floor? Oh, wow.
Virtuous penitent one, this was the place where your sword was born of guilt itself, bringing pain to the flesh, as the soul could suffer no more.
Oh, right.
The voice of my sister, may the glories protect her, recited verses to me as tender as they were wise, her words revealing a different destiny for you.
For me? Okay.
Further away, although not in distance, woven in shadows, though full of light. I have been guarding this key for a long time now.
Key grown from twisted wood.
It will open the door behind which lies that which the holiness itself condemned to eternal reclusion.
Oh, interesting.
I no longer have the power or the words to describe it. Head for the library of the negated words. There you'll find the keeper of keys, although the one I am entrusting you with is missing from his collection.
Okay. We will. We most certainly will. The Library of Negated Words, which is across the bridge in the next part of the game. We most certainly will. God, it's so pretty. I love these areas where there's like a dusky quality to everything. Okay, so where do we need to go? Mountains of Endless Dusk. No, we've done all that. Hondo! Grievance Ascends. We've done that. Echoes of Salt. There are areas in Echoes of Salt we could go for reasons, but it's really the bridge. That's where we want to go. Let's continue on. Let's open up the second part of the game for now. I mean, we could have a go at some of the Amanecidas, but probably not for the best at the moment. Oh. Oh, it's His Holiness.
I feel my blood turning into black sap, and my aged skin into reddish bark.
Interesting. The fairest tree. Ah, a ponderous key grown straight from the trunks of a tree. Its surface is polished like an impossible carving, except for 3 striking knots that serve as teeth. A layer of molten gold covers its head, the only show of deference to the traitor who was locked up in the deepest roots of Custodia. Okay, interesting. What traitor would that be then? Diosdado observed that singular wooden key in a silence disturbed only by the rattle of his own breathing. After a long pause he finally said, "No, there is no other key like this." Then he began to walk, leaning on the lamp that he used as a stick and looking around anxiously, trying to find something that would help him remember the place where the strange door could be found and whose lock this unusual key would fit. He walked down long hallways crammed with dusty tomes, past bookcases filled with ramshackle wooden shelves that had long ago rotted in the humid air, when suddenly he heard a grinding sound. The key of knotted wood was stirring in the palm of his hand, and seemed to be twisting more and more. It was then that he realized he had found the door he was looking for. Interesting. Well, Diosdado is the keeper of the keys from the Library of Negated Words. I always found he was odd because he appeared in the last update, but he didn't do anything. He just said to you, silence the noise. He just kept saying, silence the noise, and you never really understood what that meant. Excuse me. So, presumably, he has a new story arc in this version of the game. So let's go and find him. Ah, this is from the last update. This is where the Hall of the Dawning. This is where you come and fight the last of the Amanecidas, or rather the culmination of the Amanecidas. Quicksilver, yay! The last of the Quicksilver. That's not the last of the Quicksilver, but it's the next. It's the next Quicksilver. So now we can move on our friend's storyline, which is cool. Before we do that, though. Okay, so there's an entrance down here. Can't quite remember what this is for. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, we'll do that in a moment. Oh, it's him again. Patio of the Silent Steps.
Those you have removed from punishment were Perpetua and Esdras, foundling siblings who went on to be part of His Holiness Guard. It was said that Perpetua could speak to her brother even after death.
It seems to be true.
Twisted are the paths of the miracle.
It certainly seems to be true. She certainly spoke to me. Despite being very, very definitely dead. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see what's in here. Oh, it's a teleporter. Cool. Well, that's handy. Not that you really need them in this new update, because you can teleport from the shrines, which is much more efficient, actually. Much more efficient. Okay. This is quite a deadly area, actually. There's a lot of instant death falls and things here. Blech. Gotcha. Like here, for example. Very, very, very easy to die there, obviously. Oh, hello! Yeah, I want that. Definitely. Definitely want that. Okay, there's no way back up there, so we're going to have to go the long way around. Patio of the Silent Steps. Again, very evocative. Very evocative. Oh, there's a relic up there. How do I get that? I have to come through the other side, I think. I think it's very likely we'll get all of the ossuary relics. Ah, these guys. These guys are pains. Their movement patterns are really strange. They kind of adapt to the way you move. They've got a great death animation, though. There we go. And it is best to kill them if you can, because they track you. They will follow you. They often tend to intervene or interfere at the most inopportune moments. I was going to say, that's going to fall, isn't it? And this is also going to fall, obviously. There we go. What have we got here, then? Fibula of Risp the Ranger. Okay. Risp Scrimshaw was known for his reckless nightly walks in the woods. He said they helped him think about what was beyond even the High Wills. Oh, I'm sure that went down very well. Who are the High Wills anyway? That's one of the more obscure areas of this background. We never really learn much about who or what the High Wills are. Are they what's behind the miracle, or are they those who interpret the will of the miracle? Because that's very different. Those are two very different concepts. Actually, if I remember correctly, we can't get up this way yet. We need to come down from above. God, look at the buttresses and whatnot. It's like Notre Dame, isn't it? It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, we can't get up here yet. We need to come down the way. Oh, no, we can. We can use the other... If we want to, we can use the other relic that makes the tree branches grow. But I think for now, we'll come down the other way. There we are. We've got other things to do. This is certainly where the game gets a bit more sinister in tone as well. It's like everything has moved on. It's not dusk anymore. It's getting towards night, or twilight at least. There's two of them there, all leaping at once. Look, that's cool. Okay. Uh-oh. Ah! Oh, he's going to kill me if I'm not careful. Ah! Oh, that was an excellent throw, I've got to say. Excellent throw. I'll just teleport back there via the magic of editing. There we are. I've also got the relic, by the way. Nah. Oh, another one. Another two, actually. Both moving together. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, I remember this. There's a way up from another area there. I think from the Library of the Negated Words, if I remember correctly. It's just below this patio. I mean, that character, the guy who's spreading the weeds everywhere, he's a very Dark Souls enemy. Aha. Olive seeds, that's useful. Handful of seeds carefully preserved. The stones of the olives were mashed into an oily unguent, essential to the bag of any healer. Cool. Confessions of Tierso, Part 4. On one of the nights during which the young man agonized, amidst the terrible febrile tremors, with the wounds that plagued his body spreading more and more, I approached him so distraught that I held him in my arms, and shedding tears, I kissed him on the forehead. While I felt the ardor of his forehead on my lips, I noticed the young man was opening his eyes and looking at me, his agony apparently gone all of a sudden. Interesting. Interesting. Who is the young man in question? It wouldn't be the twisted one, would it? Because he was only a boy. He was only a very young man when he invited the agonies of the miracle. Triquetral of Luca the tailor. He dreamed all his life of making beautiful clothes for the nobility, but nearing the day of his death, the only thing he had the opportunity to sew was San Benitez. I don't know quite what the cultural reference is there, but I may go and look it up. Okay. Well, that's going to fall. Let's just make it. There we go. Hey! We're actually going to meet the creature, the character that we're collecting those for very soon. Very soon, actually. Oh, hello!
Penitent one, heed my confession. Cowardice taketh root inside of me in the face of this new test by the grievous miracle.
Oh, you want something else, don't you? Bloody hell.
Are we pilgrims, if not sinners, who have chosen wandering as the gentlest of penances? Oh, let my bent back cover my tears.
Oh, you're getting cold feet now. Okay, let's clear the path for him. Oh, that's what he's afraid of. Well, that's understandable. It's hideous. But we can deal with it quite easily. I love the relic on its back. It's awesome. Awesome monster. Very unpleasant. There you go.
Those screams filled my soul with fright. Thou hast purged my fears and helped this poor pilgrim again.
Don't I know it?
We have chosen different roads, but still, absolution awaits at the end of the path for thee and this sinner. Wherever it is, near or far, in this life or on the other side of the dream.
Whatever you say.
Heart, penitent one.
He's a little bit more hopeful than most people in Custodia. I'm not sure that's a wise position to take, though. Okay, he's nearly done, actually. We've nearly finished his story arc. It's nearly at an end, which is very sad. Oh, hello. There's a cherub up there. Wow, look at this. How ornamental and beautiful is this? God, they're tough, aren't they? Tanky enemies. What are they floating on, exactly? Can't say I'm entirely sure. Well, my loves, we'll discuss that maybe next time. Until then, bye-bye!